Hey, welcome. I hope you're doing good. Thank you for joining me. Today's reading is person on your mind. What are they thinking about you, about the situation, or about your connection at the moment? Whatever messages come through, feel free to take a moment to pause the video and choose your group. We do have 3 groups for you to choose from. Group 1, the Fusite Crystal. Group 2, the Clear Quartz Geode. And group 3, the Rainbow Moonstone. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3, and I will see you guys in your readings. Hiya, welcome. If you've chosen the first group, the Fusite Crystal, then this reading's for you. The person on your mind, what are they thinking about you at the moment? We have 7 of Wands in reverse. We have the Page of Wands in reverse also. Alright, so they're thinking that you could be struggling right now, but you don't want their help or anyone else's help from what they've gathered or what they kind of perceive. But they think you are trying to hide how much you're struggling, but believe you'll kind of get through it anyway. They do think you are afraid of failure. Let me see something. This may not be in general, like they don't think you're afraid of failing in like all areas of your life, for example, but it could be related to a specific part of your life, could be related to a person, or it could be the person that you are asking about. They could think you're afraid of failing maybe in your career or when it comes to learning something, or maybe in your morals and who you are and maybe what certain things that you stand by, but or maybe growing or letting someone down, or they kind of think that you don't want to see someone else fail, but they do kind of see you as someone who never gives up regardless. They do think you are highly anxious most of the time, even more so now. They could think you are quite anxious about them as well. They do think that they have disappointed you and maybe annoyed you, and that you are being maybe more standoffish than usual. They do think you are avoiding your problems or avoiding the problems that you have with them. And when they think that you could be avoiding your problems, it's not necessarily that you're not doing anything to help yourself or support yourself or put yourself in a better position. This feels maybe more related to the stress that you feel dealing with your problems, and you're not really, maybe in their perspective, not acknowledging how certain things are impacting you in maybe a negative way. But yeah, they do think that you are starting to trust them less, or the distrust that you already have for them is growing. They do think that you are being more demanding of them, or maybe trying to hold them to a higher standard, or get them to pull their weight or do more for you, maybe do more for themselves or someone else. So this person, they don't think you're being selfish, but because they don't view you as someone who puts their own needs first, but they could think you are being selfish in a way where you won't kind of just give them anything anymore, or I don't know if you used to do that or you're just not doing it in general. Like they could think you're being selfish because they can't get their way with you. But they think that you see them as being a bit of a coward or being weak and immature, whereas they do think quite highly of you. They do think you are vulnerable right now, but not by choice. They do think you refuse to change for anyone else, like your beliefs, who you are, that you kind of just won't bend to someone else's will easily or at all. And they think that they can't easily manipulate you either. But they do think that the usual fire and the usual passion that you have could be running low. They do think you try your best to be there for people. They don't think you're competitive, or they don't think you see yourself as having any rivals. They do think you see them as having ulterior motives, though, maybe see them as being overbearing. They do think that you could be in a bit of a negative mindset when it comes to them. They do think you're really confident for the most part, and when you speak boldly and you speak with, what's that word? Like maybe conviction, which they really like. But they do think that you could be self-conscious about certain things. But they think that you can maybe hide it, or you kind of just like don't really wear it on your sleeve, the things that you could be self-conscious about, but they think that you are. They could think you're confident, maybe quietly confident. They do think you're really creative too. Like they think you're moving through life. Or is it with them? Is it with them? Is it in life? Oh. They think you are moving, when it comes to them, they do think you are moving slowly, but carefully, maybe trying to be smart and strategic. For some of you, maybe in terms of your work. And for some of you, this is not for everyone, but for some of you, they do think you could be dramatic at times. Or they could think that they're dramatic when it comes to you. For some of you, actually, they kind of like view themselves as dramatic, you know, in general, not just when it comes to you. So we have time. We also have don't judge me. We have you are too good for me. We also have deep throat. We have take the lead and instant connection. What are they thinking about you? So the person you're asking about, they do feel an intense connection to you. So this person, you know, again, like they could think you are thinking negatively about them. They could feel like you're judging them. But this is for something that they did. For some of you, they could think that they embarrassed you. So they definitely think that they need to take the lead more when it comes to you. They definitely think they need to be a bit more mature, a bit more responsible as well. They do think you are too good for them. I don't know if I said that already. This person, they think they think that they need more of your time. Like they want you to see that they have changed or that they've developed in some way, and they kind of want you to notice that or see that. For some of you, this is like random, but if you're asking about this kind of connection, for some of you, they do think about giving you oral. So we have obedient, we have competitive, and we have mean. What are they thinking at the moment? So for some of you, this person, they feel like they should have been more, I don't know, better behaved in the past when it came to you. Maybe they think they should have been maybe more agreeable, kinder. I don't want to say obedient, but maybe like they should have listened to you. So they do think you are being a bit mean when it comes to them at the moment. But they kind of like maybe see it as a bit understandable. They think with competitive, they feel like they have something to prove in regards to you. Like they feel like they have something to prove. But that is all I have for those of you who chose this group. I do hope it could be helpful, make sense. But I am wishing you all the best. Okay, please take care. Bye. Hey, welcome if you've chosen the second group, the Clear Quartz Geode, and this reading's for you. The person on your mind, what are they thinking about you at the moment? We have the Four of Pentacles, and we also have the Death card, both upright. Alright, so at the moment, they're thinking, if you're close to this person, or somewhat close to the person that you're asking about, or it's okay. Or if this is someone that kind of knows you somewhat, they do think that you could be, like you're being materialistic about something. They don't think you're materialistic in general. But they could think that you want something material to maybe make yourself feel better. For some of you, this could be like, I don't know, like a car or a treatment or education, something very specific. Like, if I don't have this thing, I can't feel good about myself or my situation or the direction that I'm going in. So they could think you are saving for that or saving for something very specific. But yeah, they do think that you are self-focused, putting yourself first. They think you're intentionally maybe holding back with them, maybe not being very open, or just generally just being quite cautious. They do think that you are very confident and secure in yourself. They think you're smart as well. They do think that maybe you're a bit difficult, maybe for them and maybe for other people. They could think you're wealthy or doing well for yourself, or just think you're secure in that way. They could think that you hold on to grudges, that you don't really get over things easily, that you can be a bit stubborn. They could think that you are quite possessive over them, maybe someone else in your life as well, maybe a bit controlling, but they do think you care about them. But they do think you're kind of moving forward in life steadily, that you're structured, that you know what you want. They think that you're very deep, you're an intense and passionate person, very sensual and very sexy. They do think that you can come across as intimidating, not necessarily to them, but maybe other people. They think that other people can perceive you that way. This person, they also appreciate your spiritual beliefs or maybe certain practices that you have, or they appreciate your intuition on certain things. They do think that you want to get rid of the things that you believe is like the old you, could be belongings, people, behaviors, but they do think that you're trying to outgrow um, the old you know. They do think that you want to go on a journey, maybe travel. They do think that you see through them, like you know them, maybe intuitively. But they do think your relationship is changing right now, and they don't think it's changing in a positive way, even if it is just temporary. For some of you, though, they could think you are depressed, maybe unhappy at the moment, not necessarily with them, but another area of your life. But they think that meeting you has been a life-changing thing for them, or your relationship is currently going through a change that can't really be undone. So we have I'm worried you don't feel the same. We have pillow talk. We have meh. And we have random thought. I love your belly. We have blah blah blah. And we also have dance for me. What are they thinking about you? So this person, they have been thinking about reaching out to you. For some of you, if they don't really know, they could think that you're a good dancer, or you would be a good dancer. They could think that you need to have more fun, maybe with them specifically though. So this person, they also love your body as well. So with meh and blah, 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 they do think maybe things between you both, or maybe the conversation between you both at the moment has either been like non-existent, or just like very distant, like not very in-depth or open. And they could think that you don't feel as strongly about them as they do for you. We also have individualistic, childlike, and intelligent. So I think that came up earlier, like they do think you are very smart and intelligent. They do think you see through them. They could think that they need to be a bit more playful when it comes to you as well. So they could think that you do like your freedom. They do think you like your, what is it? Autonomy? No, it's not that. I don't know. But yeah, they think you like to be an individual. And they think you like to kind of like set yourself apart, you know, in certain situations, or maybe of you in general. But that is all I have for those of you who chose this group. I really do hope it can help and make sense and all that stuff. But I am wishing you all the best, okay? Take care. Bye. Hello, welcome. If you've chosen the third group, the Rainbow Moonstone, this reading could be for you. The person on your mind, what are they thinking about you at the moment? So we have the Seven of Cups upright, Six of Pentacles in reverse. So they're thinking that you are a bit confusing to them, so much that they can't really figure you out. They could think you're quite hot and cold, colourful, then black and white. Like they can't really put their finger on who you are or what you want. They do think that you like them and they like you as well, but they do feel unsure about what it would be like or take for you both to move forward together, or for them to move forward with you. They do think that the potential for something serious and something that can be long lasting, like can't be seen right now, like they can't see it right now. Because for some of you, they do think you are maybe elusive. For others, they could think that you're so changeable as well, like who you are today might not be who you are tomorrow. And they don't have a problem with that at all, with you being who you are, but it makes them anxious, maybe worried that they don't know what you want and that maybe you don't know what you want. And they could feel like the more you change, that may change how you feel about them, and that could be something that they're worried about, that you may not want them. The more you change, the more you grow, the more you kind of find yourself. Like they could think that what's happening between you both could be fleeting, but they also believe that only time will tell. So they're not necessarily writing off the situation or, their feelings for you or you. But it's almost like they're not sure. So they're not really going to, commit themselves to anything right now or anything serious. They do think that they need to stop overthinking though. They think that they should just try and enjoy you and the time that you guys have together. They could think that you're busy, or at times your mind is just kind of away with the fairies, just a bit preoccupied. So they kind of feel like you're present, but not really present at times. For some of you, they could think that you have unrealistic goals, maybe financial goals. But so far, they think that they have been pretty selfish towards you. They've also been thinking, not only in relation to you, but they've been thinking that they do like their own freedom too much, They also have trouble valuing other people. They're also not sure if they want to share their resources with someone else. They don't necessarily think that you want their generosity, but they think that they aren't in a place to be generous either. For some of you, they could think that you aren't financially set, maybe struggling a little bit, but they have empathy for you. And a part of them wants to help, but this could be someone who's maybe worried about being used, even though they don't really see you as a user. So they do feel conflicted and they have conflicting thoughts too. They do think you're quite sweet and innocent and cute. Overall, though, they think that your connection hasn't developed enough. They do think that there needs to be more openness, but on the other hand, they could be worried about being that vulnerable with you. overall they kind of like think they aren't ready for love or anything serious. And they could also have fears about getting close to people and also potentially losing people. So we have bitter. We also have I masturbate to the thought of you. We have so you think I'm stupid. We have this connection will forever affect me. We have I'll do everything in my power to protect you. And we also have trauma. So this person, they could think that they don't necessarily think that you're bitter, but they could think that you do have like your baggage. They also think that they could think of themselves as a bit bitter actually. So again, like this could be about, you know, past relationships or situations that they've dealt with, and they are still, you know, bitter. They are still like healing and kind of dealing with, you know, the baggage and maybe trauma from their past. So with this, I will do everything in my power to protect you. This is how they feel about themselves. Like they feel very protective over themselves. And with, oh, so you think I'm stupid, like they're afraid of being naive. Like that could have been how they were in the past. Um, and they're worried about doing that again. But they do feel like you have had an effect on them. Like they do feel like you've moved them. And they maybe haven't felt that way for, you know, quite some time. They do have a lot of sexy thoughts about you as well. But yeah, that is, oh wait, no, I have some more cards here. So we have versatile, busy, and obsessive. I think busy came out earlier, didn't it? So they could think that you are quite busy. You know, with the Seven of Cups, like they do think you are very versatile. They could think that they're already a bit obsessed about you. Like they do think they are thinking about you quite a lot, like overthinking. That could be one of the things that they're worried about actually. Like they could worry that they do feel a lot for you already and it makes them nervous. And this could be because of certain promises that they have made to themselves. But that is all I have for those of you who chose this group. I do hope it could be helpful and make sense. And I'm wishing you the best, okay? Take care.